So let's bring in one of those America First warriors trying to keep out-of-touch Democrats out of power. He is Michigan Senate candidate Mike Rogers, former chair of the House Intel panel. Mr. Chairman, always good to see you. Welcome back.
It is always good to be on. Thanks, Ed.
As we laid it out, we've got some pretty shocking examples of Democrat incompetence on the ballot. Spencer Pratt says they're not like us. They're out of touch. In the case of one of the ladies who wants to face you, it appears she doesn't even want to live in your state, sir.
Well, she definitely is California dreaming. And, I have a theory. Maybe she should go back to California. I think her policies best fit the kind of liberals and extreme agendas and high taxes and chasing corporations out of the state. Boy, that sounds like a good fit to me. She does not fit the people of Michigan. And, if you're going to represent people this is a hardworking, working family state, you probably ought to like the state and you ought to like the people in the state. She clearly doesn't fit that criteria. And the crazy thing is we had the other candidate who was claiming Egyptian citizenship for a while. And then we have the other candidate was talking about how she is a Kentucky girl. All of their allegiance to other states.
I don't think
a little disqualifying. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not going to play well with the auto workers that President Trump brought in when he won your state. You came close last time. This is going to be a flip for Republicans if you can win this. You just mentioned one of the others, backed by Bernie Sanders, Abdul El-Sayed. He was caught sympathizing with the Iranian terrorists, saying he didn't want to celebrate the Ayatollah's demise. Let's listen to that.
I also want to remind you guys that there are a lot of people in Dearborn who are sad today. So, I just don't want to comment on Khamenei at all. I don't think it's worth even touching that.
He doesn't want to touch that. And then this live streamer, I'm sure you know, Hassan Piker, says all kinds of crazy stuff, said America basically deserved 9/11. And this Senate candidate, this Democrat you may face, defended Piker. What do you make of that?
This is extremist. And here's the crazy thing. You just saw this in Maine. You talked about it. You now have the Maine Democrat candidate has a Nazi tattoo. You have who also has expressed some anti-Semitic views. Now you have this guy who not only did he say the community was sad about the Ayatollah being killed. The guy that slaughtered 40,000 protesters.
Yeah.
The guy that ordered attacks on our U.S. soldiers across the Middle East, some 200 of them between 2023 and 2025. That guy?
Yeah.
He also, when we had an attack, when a terrorist went into a Jewish synagogue trying to kill 140 school-aged children, he said that you could understand how somebody might do that.
Yeah.
This is the new Democrat Party. This is what we should be worried about. That used to be extremism. 10 years ago, he would have been immediately rejected by his party. He's now the party leader. The guy now the nominee for the Democrat Party. This is the new party. They are extreme, and they don't care about working people 1 minute of one day.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Pardon me. My bottom line question as I listen to you is, then how can the Republicans lose these midterms? I get history. I get that people are concerned about the war. Are you nervous that these stubbornly high gas prices, for example, may sink the chances of a lot of your fellow Republicans? I think you've got a great chance in Michigan when we look at who you might face off with. But when you lay this out, they're so extreme. The president, you and others are exposing that. Are you nervous, though, about these stubbornly high gas prices? It has to be hurting people in Michigan.
Well, listen, high prices of anything hurt people here in Michigan because, as I said, we're a working class family. But if you look about it, listen, Iran is about stopping their nuclear program, stopping their ballistic missile program so they can't hurt others. I think most Americans are there. We all want this to come to a quick end, I think, including the President of the United States. The President's also taking really direct actions to try to bring those prices down, and I support those actions to bring those prices down. But I will tell you this, Ed, I get around and talk to voters all across the state. The main thing about affordability is they do not trust Democrats. If you think about what they've done in the last 10 years, they've been in charge of Lansing here in Michigan. This is a change election here.